Some girls are taught how to become wives. Others are taught how to disappear. She chose neither. This is Ananse village, a village in the southern parts of Ghana. In this village, nothing truly belongs to one person. Not joy, not sorrow, and certainly not a woman's reputation. Every path is watched. Every choice is remembered. Every mistake is paid for. Nothing goes unnoticed. Here, a girl's worth is measured long before she understands the scale. Marriage is the highest praise. Silence is considered good character, and obedience is mistaken for virtue. Amma was never good at silence. From the time her feet learned the ground, they refused to stay still. She danced when others worked. She danced when songs ended. She danced when there was no reason at all. Not for ceremony, not for approval, but because movement made her feel visible in a world that preferred her contained. They noticed her early, how her body spoke too freely, how her joy did not ask permission. And so the whispers began. Soft at first, careful, like smoke slipping through closed doors. That girl dances too much. A woman like that cannot settle. No man will trust a wife whose spirit runs ahead of her. By the time Amma was old enough to understand love, the village had already decided she was unfit for it. Mothers pulled their sons closer when she passed. Elders looked away as if ignoring her might quiet her fire. Children mocked her steps, not knowing why they laughed. Amma heard it all. Even her mother was against her. She always complained about the way she danced. Virtuous women don't dance like that, her mother would say. But she danced anyway. Nothing was going to stop her from dancing. Kweku is a farmer in his late 20s from a respected family in the village. Kweku spoke little, worked hard, and carried himself like a man already approved by the future. The elders trusted him, the women praised him, the village slept well knowing men like him existed. He had learnt early that acceptance came from restraint. Kweku was everything Amma was not allowed to be: respected, measured, chosen by example. On this day, Kweku decided to go to the riverside to rest. When he arrived, there she was. Amma was dancing. It was first time Kweku saw Amma dance, and it was purely by accident. She was alone by the river, feet bare, body loose, moving as though the earth itself was answering her. No audience, no reward, just truth. Kweku did not understand it, but something in him shifted. He had spent his life standing correctly, and here was someone unafraid of standing honestly. Kweku, why do you dance when no one is watching? Amma, after a pause, so I don't disappear. It was not romance at first, it was recognition. After that day, Kweku found reasons to pass by the river. Not obvious reasons, careful ones. He would sit at a distance at first, pretending not to watch. Amma noticed, of course. She always noticed who looked at her differently. Sometimes she danced, sometimes she didn't. And on this day, she didn't. They talked. They spoke about small things, the stubbornness of the soil, the way the rains had changed, how silence could feel heavy when carried alone. Kweku listened more than he spoke. No one had ever asked Amma questions without already knowing the answers they wanted. With him, she did not have to explain herself. They began to walk together in the evenings, not too close, not too often. Amma showed him the places where she danced unseen, behind old trees, between half-forgotten paths, on ground worn smooth by her feet alone. Kweku had never known the village had so many quiet corners. Once, Amma tried to teach him to dance, Just one step. His body resisted. Years of discipline held him stiff. They both laughed, softly, as if laughter itself needed permission. It was the first time Kweku laughed without checking who was watching. He admired her courage, though he did not yet have words for it. She admired his steadiness, though she sensed its weight. They were opposites shaped by the same village. One punished for being too much, the other praised for being just enough. Together, they felt balanced. Slowly, without ceremony, affection grew. Not announced, not rushed, just two people choosing to return to the same silence again and again, until silence began to feel like home. But villages have ears, and love, especially unexpected love, does not stay hidden. When word spread that Kweku and Ama were dating and that he wished to marry her, the air itself felt offended. Elders gathered, voices sharpened. A future, once neatly planned, now threatened by a dancing girl. They did not question Kweku's judgment, they questioned Ama's worth. She has no discipline. She will shame him. A woman like that brings disorder into a home. Ama listened from the shadows as her life was debated without her presence. And for the first time, she wondered if freedom was worth loneliness. So she tried to become smaller, to be more subtle. Her dance grew cautious. Her steps learned fear. The drums no longer followed her rhythm, they resisted it. One evening, while she was dancing, she stopped mid-movement and felt herself vanish. She was no longer the woman she was. Dancing didn't feel liberating any longer. That evening, Ama sat alone in her room. She thought to herself whether giving up what she loved doing the most in order to belong and have a future with Kweku was worth it. And before she went to bed, she knew exactly what to do. The festival arrived as it always did, perfect, ordered, predictable. Bodies moved in practiced patterns. Smiles were worn like uniforms. Everything was beautiful and nothing was alive. Ama was expected to stay away. But something in her refused to remain silent any longer. She stepped forward, not in anger, not in rebellion, but in truth. Her dance was not graceful, it was honest. Dust rose, wrappers swayed, feet struck the ground like questions no one wanted to answer. Some villagers turned away, some stared, unsettled. Children leaned forward, breath held. And then Kweku moved. He did not dance, he did not speak, he simply stood beside her. In that moment, the village saw what it feared most. Not a woman without shame, but just a woman who could not be tamed or boxed. No elder declared approval, no voice announced change. But something loosened. People hesitated with their judgment. The next day, Ama danced at the edge of the village. Not everyone watched, not everyone agreed, but she was no longer alone. A young girl copied her steps, and to her surprise, no one rebuked her. She knew at that point that there was a shift. A drum joined softly, offbeat but sincere. And slowly, the village learned that freedom does not destroy tradition, it only asks it to breathe.